After season two, I was on the fence, really. I was really on the fence because I didn't know whether I would watch season three because of how the relationships ended up in season two. Anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's Valerie again. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love is Blind, season three, episode one. Um, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. So, for personally, I don't get it. I really don't get why the producers have decided to produce the show this way. I don't know whether they think because it's popular with the fans that that format. That's why they're going for the same format that they more or less used in season two. At least I wish they'd left things to happen organically like they did in season one. Even with their casting, I wish they hadn't sort of focused on what they felt were standout characters from last season because you can tell by looking at the people on this season who is meant to bring to be Shane, who is meant to be Shake, who's meant to be Shayna, who's meant to be, a bridge between Jared and Sal. And so I don't get why they did. Even Nick, Brennan for me reminds me of Nick. I don't get it. I wish they just cast people that just want to get married and not cast people with the goal of sort of meeting a template that they made from season two. Anyway, so for me personally, I'll just speak about the people that stood out to me in this episode. With Cole, for me, I don't quite understand him. For me, he reminds me a bit of Shane and a bit of Shake. Um, I didn't appreciate his comment to Bran, I think Briannan, I think is her name, the nurse, when he said to her, I don't do nurses. And it's like, you're on the show because you're after Love is Blind. You're not on the show to look for people from specific career points. If that was the case, you should have told them and they wouldn't have brought you in. I think that was uncalled, though. She's a beautiful girl. She's an educated girl. You should have spoken to her as a person and seen whether or not you would like her and not sort of judged her because of her career path. And I think with Colleen, they matched on their names, but I don't think Colleen was one of his favorites. I don't think Cole has any likes any of the girls, even Zainab. He spoke about Zainab's voice. Oh, I like your voice. I like that's all he seems to like. He seems to be very superficial, even though he's saying he's on Love is Blind because he wants to meet someone who he can marry and have children with. I his conversation with Zainab, I think Zainab is not the one for him. I think he should keep it moving. And hopefully he'll find somebody else. I was surprised though that he sort of was able to pick up on the fact that Colin was very superficial and she wasn't really willing to dig deep because Colin, her selling point was that she's also a ballerina, but she wouldn't go any further. And so I think after speaking to Zainab and Zainab telling him about how she lost her parents, that's why he realized that maybe Colin might not be it. I think Colin is trying to sort of give guys the impression of what she looks like and hoping that will attract the guys to her. And so I don't know. I don't know who Cole will pick. Chances are he might end up with Zainab. Although Zainab, I think Zainab was more interested in Batiste until she found out that Batiste was 25 years old. And for me, it's like you're on Love is Blind. You're not after age. And so if you're someone after your age, maybe Married at First Sight is more your choice. Love is Blind might not be it because Married at First Sight, at least you can give them a template of what you're looking for. And so with Andrew, I think Andrew is a very sophisticated young man. I think I'm surprised that we were only shown Andrew talking to Zainab. I wish we sort of establishing a connection with Zainab. I wish we had shown him establishing a connection with the other girls, unless none of the girls were sort of appreciative of him or none of the girls connected with him. And so I don't know. We'll see how it goes in episode two. Um, but I think if you were to ask me who were my favorites from this episode, I would say Andrew and Brennan, I think, were way better than most of the other guys that they showed. And then Batiste was sort of stuck in between Raven and Zainab, but then Zainab was turned off when she found out that, you know, he's 25 years old. With Raven, apart from working out, I really don't get what their connection is. Raven is saying that, they're the same age, so, they she said she feels they're more or less the same person, except one is male, one is female, and it's like I really don't think so. This season, it doesn't make sense. Nobody's actually having the in-depth conversations. Everybody's just set on finding out what do you look like physically, which I thought is something that they were trying to sort of move away from by creating a show where you don't see the person, so it doesn't make sense to me. Um, Colin, I think is just trying to find someone so she can stay on the show. I think she's just trying to find someone so she can stay on the show. She cried when Brennan told her she wasn't the one for him, and I think Brennan picked up on the fact that she was playing games, and that's why he let her down gently. And then Cole picked up on the same thing, and she was upset about that. She stormed off. So I don't know how much more of her we get to see. And the other thing I've noticed is I think because last season people complained that how come you showed all, the big girls and stuff, and yet we didn't get to see them establish a connection. I think this is why they've sort of gone for a mixed tale of participants this season, because it seems whatever the audience says, that is what the producers are trying to meet. So if the audience says we want a more diverse cast, that's what the producers go for. If the audience says, oh, why aren't this type of girls being proposed to, this is what they go for. Because now we have Brennan. Brennan obviously let down Colleen, and then he established his connection. With Alexa. And so I think this is why they wanted they were appealing to the viewers that sort of complained last season that there were some curvy girls on the show, but we didn't get to see of them any of them get proposed to or any of them establish a connection with anyone. And I think this is why the producers made sure that the first proposal to go out was Brennan and Alexa. I don't know. I hope they work. I really hope they work. But they give me more Nick and Danielle vibes. That's the vibe that I'm getting from Alexa and Brandon. I hope that works, but I don't know. I really don't know. Um, the other pairings, it's how I wish they set it up is I wish we had a few minutes of every when all 15 couples meet. I wish they could see us just a little bit of the conversations with every couple when they first meet as they are rotating, and instead of focusing on some of the silly stuff that we're getting to hear about Shane. Now I'm calling him Shane. Cole talking about who would win, a bear or a gorilla in a fight, and blah, blah. That is all unnecessary. I wish they could actually see us the conversation. They could show us the conversations that these people are having that are making them feel, they want to propose to the person that they've spoken to. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. This is a short review anyway. We'll see how it goes in episode 2. But I don't know. They have what look like amazing people, but it's sad that we won't get to see a majority of the people. It's sad that we won't get to hear what they have to say. Maybe we'll see a bit more of them in episode 2, but episode 1 yeah, was boring in my opinion. I liked SK though. I liked SK. I think he's a great guy. Hopefully we get to see him establish a connection with someone, but it seems they are more focused on Ivan, Baptiste, Brandon, Alexa, Colin, Cole. I don't know. I've really seen anything of Alexandra, so I don't know whether we'll see any more of it. But and I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye everyone.